Hi, this is Ivan Hardcastle with Castle Therapy. I had a thought to share today. I wanted to talk about sleep and how sleep affects our ability to engage in meaningful occupation and how that really affects our ability to regulate and participate and do well. One thing to think about is that our bodies are meant to be in rhythm, in sync with a lot of things that we find in nature. We often hear the term circadian rhythms, and the most basic rhythm that we can get in nature is that of the sun. We see the sun come up, we see the sun go down, we see the sun come up, we see the sun goes down. Day, night, and our body gets used to those inputs from birth on, and so many other things within our body get used to that. We have changes in our brain that happen at night when we go to sleep that actually are different than what happens during the day. One of those being the sleep cycle. We're going to talk about some stuff that leads up to that. But in essence, when we fall asleep, there's a couple stages of sleep, and without going into them really in depth, let me just talk just briefly. We have a stage one. We kind of start to phase out. We might be aware of what's going on, but we start to shut certain systems down. If we think about while we're driving, we start to get drowsy. If we're watching a show, we start to kind of fizz off, but we also think that we're still awake. Stage two is kind of that intermediate one. I'm going to sleep, but I can wake up really easily. I'm going to go to sleep. Maybe I might hit this during a really short nap. But stage three is when we're fast asleep. Our body's making repairs. Our brain is actually very active, and our body very active. But we are not awake in the sense of what we're doing during the day. In between there's something called REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. And this is when the middle part of our brain, deep down inside, is processing emotions, is processing memories, it's sorting all sorts of information, it's giving that to us so that we can be ready to engage in the next day. Think of it that during the day we have like a cup. And all day long we're taking sips out of that cup until that cup is empty or near empty, and we are tired, and sleep allows us to refill that cup. At the beginning of the night, we dive deep within sleep, and we spend a lot of time in stage three sleep, that deep sleep, and then we come back up and down and up and down and up and down and up. So really the beginning hours of sleep at the beginning of the evening through the early morning is very, very important for us based on the natural rhythms of day and night, based on what our bodies are biologically set up to do. Those are the most important hours of sleep. And then as we progress through the morning, we spend a lot more time in REM sleep, which is dreaming, which is why we tend to remember our dreams and tend to have more dreams before we wake up. And we spend less time in stage three. It's more in stage two and stage one. And so it's kind of this deep bounce up. Now, if we're not getting good sleep, something is waking us up. We can't go to sleep well at night. If we're trying to go to sleep and maybe there's something physiologically going on, maybe we stop breathing, maybe we have some obstructive sleep apnea, maybe there's something else, maybe there's a baby that's waking us up, maybe there's noises, maybe there's stimuli from the environment, we're going to wake up more easily, and that sleep cycle is going to be disrupted. So even though you might think that you're in bed for a long time, if you have something that's bringing you up, even if you don't wake up all the way, if you are more in stage 2 and 1, your sleep is going to be disrupted, and you're going to feel much more tired. Sleep routines before bed can be really instrumental in helping you to get a good night's sleep. Make sure that you do the same things every night. Do you brush your teeth? Do you gather as a family? Do you get into pajamas? Do you read a book before you go to bed? Have you gone to the bathroom before you go to bed? And try to do those same things, or have your children do those same things in the same order every single night before you go to bed. Things within your room that you can help to put yourself to bed. White noise, background noise can be very helpful if that is something that you try, and if silence is hard, or if there's a lot of noise coming in through the window or from the family. Having background noise can help cut that out. Making sure that you keep your bedroom as a dark place, a calm place, and trying to keep your bedroom and bed especially as something that is focused on for sleep, so that your body knows that, hey, this is my sleep zone. I'm supposed to be going to sleep when I am in bed laying down. Television shows right before bed, usually a bad idea. There's a different type of light. There's a blue light that's emitted that actually alerts our brains, keeps us awake. We want to dampen that down. No TV before bed. Books are fine. Lying there, calm activities are fine right before bed. Get in a normal sleep routine. And then look at the environment. Are the lights down low? Do we have, is the bed comfortable? Do you like straight sheets that you can slide into? Or do you like crumpled sheets that you can kind of nest around and add pressure? Do you like a weighted blanket to add compression to your bodies? Does that feel good or does that not feel good? There's a lot of variety that you can add into it. You can reach out to me with questions. My email is ivan@castletwinfalls.com. CastleTwinFalls.com. Reach out to me with questions. I also do presentations and seminars. You can find more